Have you ever felt something was right or wrong without knowing why? That quiet voice is your soul speaking. Today, I'll show you how to understand its signals before you make any decision. For most people, the soul is like a soft whisper behind the noise of everyday life. It speaks gently, without force, and it never argues. It simply offers guidance. The problem is that life today is loud. There is always something to do, something to think about, and something demanding attention. In all that noise, the voice of the soul gets buried. Yet your soul is always trying to guide you. It sends signals every day, little nudges, feelings, sensations, and moments of clarity. It tries to warn you when something is not right. It tries to lead you toward choices that help you grow. It tries to protect you from situations that will drain your energy. When you learn to decode these signals, life becomes more aligned. Decisions become easier. Confusion loses its power. Understanding your soul's signals is important because your soul sees more than your thinking mind. The mind is limited to memory and logic. It judges based on past experiences, old fears, and expectations. But the soul feels the deeper reality of a moment. It senses energy, intention, and direction. It knows when something matches your purpose and when something will pull you away from it. Think about the times you ignored a bad feeling and later wished you had listened, or the times you followed a small inner pull and it led to something meaningful. These moments reveal something powerful. Your soul knows before you do. It understands the truth behind a situation long before the mind can explain it. To start decoding your soul's messages, you must understand the forms these messages take. They're not complicated or dramatic. They are simple, subtle, and often quiet. 1. The body's physical reactions. One of the clearest ways the soul speaks is through your body. Your body reacts instantly to energy. When something is good for you, your body relaxes. Your breath deepens. Your chest feels open. You sense a gentle ease moving through you. Even if the situation challenges you, the feeling is grounded and calm. When something is wrong, your body tightens. You may feel heavy, tense, or pressured. Your stomach might clench. Your breath becomes shallow. These reactions happen before you think. They come from the soul, not the mind. Learning to listen to these sensations is one of the fastest ways to hear your inner guidance. 2. Emotional signals that appear suddenly. Your emotions are messengers carrying information from deeper layers of your consciousness. Sometimes you feel a sudden burst of inspiration or a wave of uneasiness without any clear reason. These emotions are not random. They are signals pointing you toward what matters. A sudden sadness might mean you are holding on to something that no longer belongs to you. A spark of curiosity might be a sign that your spirit is ready for a new direction. A brief moment of discomfort might be a warning that something does not fit your path. When emotional reactions seem too strong for the situation, they may be coming from the soul. 3. Inner pulls and inner warnings. Sometimes the soul speaks through an inner pull. You might feel drawn to a certain idea, place, or activity without understanding why. This inner pull is different from desire. Desire wants something because of reward or excitement. The soul draws you because something important is waiting there. In the same way, the soul can send warnings. You might feel resistance to something that looks perfect on the outside. You may feel tired, confused, or unsettled when you think about a certain choice. This is often your soul telling you that the path is not right for you. 4. Quiet thoughts that appear out of nowhere. Another way the soul communicates is through quiet thoughts that rise when you're not trying to think. These thoughts feel gentle and calm. They don't argue or push. They simply appear, like small lights in your mind. For example, you might suddenly think, maybe I should slow down, or this isn't the right place for me. These thoughts don't come with fear or pressure. They come with clarity. Unlike fear, which is tense and loud, the soul's voice is soft and steady. 5. Repeating signs or patterns. Your soul will repeat a message if you ignore it. You may see the same number, hear similar advice from different people, or face the same situation again and again. These repetitions are not accidents. They are signals meant to get your attention. If the same idea keeps returning, no matter how much you try to avoid it, your soul is likely pointing toward a lesson or a direction you need to explore. Why we miss these signals? We miss soul signals because we are trained to trust only logic. From a young age, we are taught to think, plan, analyze, and predict. We are rarely taught to listen inwardly. Many people learn to silence their intuition because it does not fit into rational structures. But the soul is not concerned with logic. It is concerned with truth, alignment, and purpose. Another reason we miss these signals is fear. Following the soul often requires changing habits, stepping into the unknown, or letting go of old patterns. The mind tries to protect you from uncertainty, so it pushes the soul's signals away. Learning to decode these messages is essentially learning to live from a deeper place inside yourself. How to recognize a true soul signal. A true soul signal has 3 qualities. Calmness. Even when the message asks for something difficult, the feeling behind it is peaceful. Clarity. The message feels simple and honest, not complicated or confusing. And consistency. The message appears more than once, even when you try to ignore it. A message filled with fear, urgency, or pressure is not from the soul. The soul does not force you. It invites you. The foundation of inner guidance. Awareness. The most important skill in decoding soul signals is awareness. You don't need charts, techniques, or complex systems. You only need the ability to notice what's happening inside you. You notice the shift in your breath. You notice the change in your mood. You notice the direction your body leans toward. You notice when something feels like truth. You notice when something feels like resistance. Awareness is the doorway. Once you open it, the soul can speak clearly.
Your soul is always communicating with you, but it uses a gentle language. It does not shout and it does not argue. It sends signals through your feelings, your energy, your body, and your inner awareness. When you learn to recognize these signs early, you move through life with clarity instead of confusion. You act with intention instead of reaction. In part 1, you learned why these signals matter. Now let's explore how they actually appear in daily life and how to read them. 1. When your soul pulls away from something. One of the clearest signs your soul gives is a feeling of quiet resistance. Not loud fear, not anxiety, just a soft inner no. It may show up in different ways. You stop enjoying something you used to love. You dread situations that once felt normal. You feel a heaviness when you think about continuing down a certain path. These feelings are not failures. They are early warnings. Your soul pulls away before your mind can explain why. It knows when a situation is no longer aligned with who you are becoming. The mistake many people make is ignoring these early signals because they seem inconvenient. But the soul is always honest, even when the truth asks you to grow. When you listen to this soft resistance, you avoid unnecessary pain. You step out of situations before they drain you. You leave paths before they take you far from yourself. 2. When your soul moves you toward something new. Just as the soul pulls away, it also guides you toward new directions. These signals feel different. They carry a sense of lightness. It may show up as curiosity about something unfamiliar, a sudden interest that has no logical source, a feeling of, I don't know why, but I want to try this. The soul speaks through quiet attraction. It gently places new ideas in your awareness. It doesn't pressure you, it simply lights up certain possibilities. At first, these callings may feel small or even strange, but they come repeatedly. When you follow these soft nudges, you step into new levels of growth without forcing anything. You discover abilities you didn't know you had. You meet people who shift your life. You unlock paths that your logical mind never would have considered. Listening to this kind of pull early prevents regret later. 3. The soul communicates through discomfort that pushes you to change. Sometimes the soul speaks through pressure, not as punishment, but as transformation. This can appear when a part of your life stays stuck for too long. You feel restless even though everything looks fine. You sense that pretending is becoming harder. This discomfort is not something to fear. It is the soul's way of saying, you have outgrown this version of yourself. Growth requires leaving behind patterns that no longer support you. If you ignore these signals, the discomfort gets louder until you have no choice but to respond. But when you recognize them early, you gain power. You can make changes with clarity instead of crisis. The soul uses discomfort to show you where your life needs room to breathe. 4. The soul sends signals through sudden calmness. Not all soul messages come through strong feelings. Sometimes the signal arrives as a surprising sense of peace. This can happen when you make a decision that feels simple and clear. You stop overthinking something that once stressed you. You feel relaxed even if the choice is difficult. This calmness is one of the most trustworthy signs. It is the soul confirming that you are aligned with your deeper truth. You may not know exactly how things will work out, but you feel steady. The mind doubts. The soul settles. When peace appears, even if the choice looks unusual, it means you are moving in the right direction. 5. The soul warns you through energy drain. Another early signal your soul gives is exhaustion that appears only around certain people or situations. This is not physical tiredness, it is energetic. It feels like you lose motivation whenever you approach a task. You need more recovery time than usual. You feel like something is pulling your energy down. Your soul is trying to protect you. It is telling you that something in that environment is not healthy for your spirit. It may be a relationship that drains you, a job that no longer matches your nature, or a responsibility that no longer belongs to you. People often ignore this sign because they think they must push through. But forcing yourself in the wrong direction only creates deeper fatigue. When you honor this early warning, you reclaim your energy and move toward what feeds your spirit instead of draining it. 6. The soul speaks through sudden moments of insight. Sometimes the soul communicates through quick flashes of awareness, brief moments when something becomes clear without explanation. This can appear as a thought that quietly says, "This isn't right." A moment where you see a situation honestly for the first time. A sudden recognition of what you truly want. These insights are easy to miss because they appear quietly. They don't demand attention, but they hold truth. They give you glimpses of your inner direction long before your external life changes. If you learn to respect these brief moments, you build a stronger connection with your intuition. You start recognizing your inner truth faster. You avoid paths that lead nowhere. You make decisions that support your growth. The soul always tells the truth first. The mind catches up later. 7. Your soul sends signals through repeated themes. If the same idea, symbol, or message shows up again and again, it is not coincidence. Your soul often uses repetition to get your attention. This may look like hearing the same advice from different people. seeing the same message in unrelated places, or thinking about a certain change over and over. Your inner world is trying to guide you. When something repeats, pay attention. Your soul keeps bringing a theme back because it holds meaning for your growth. The moment you begin to notice these patterns, you shift from confusion to clarity. You see that your life is not random, it has direction. Your soul has always been speaking to you. The signals are there every day, in your feelings, energy, instincts, and moments of clarity. The challenge is not that the soul is silent, it's that we are often too busy or too distracted to hear it. When you learn to recognize these early signs, you make choices that align with your inner truth. You stop living by reaction. You stop repeating the same lessons. You begin to move through life with awareness, purpose, and peace.